Hi, welcome to my channel, and I am going to be doing another book unhaul. So as you know, a few weeks ago I did a huge book unhaul. I basically went through all my books, and any book that was just giving me bad thoughts I got rid of, and they are now in my charity shop. I actually went to my charity shop today and I felt so proud when some of my books were on those shelves. But as you know, I was in a reading slump back then, and I did say that there were some books that I were a bit unsure of, but I wanted to keep them on my bookshelf until I was definitely sure that I wasn't going to read them again or wasn't going to carry on with the series. Now that I'm out of my reading slump and now that I'm reading again, some of those books are just staring at me and I'm thinking, I don't want to carry on with you. So I'm going to get rid of those now, just so that my whole bookcase are just books that I love and series that I want to carry on with. But I'm going to get started because again, this might be a long one. I'll try not to go into too much detail with the books, and I'll just quickly show you what I'm not going to carry on with anymore. So like the last book unhaul, this is going to be mostly young adult because like I've said in previous videos, I am wanting to cut down. So there are a lot of series that I'm not going to carry on with just because I don't want to anymore. The first one of those being Stealing Snow by Danielle Page. I was really excited about this book. It was sold to me as a retelling of The Snow Queen. It was really interesting, and also the cover is like super pretty, which also sold it for me. But reading it, it was just like any other YA novel. I don't really remember it, so if I was to carry on with the series, I'd have to reread this. I just remember it being very anticlimactic. Some of it was a bit obvious. I do remember the ending, but I just don't want to carry on because it looks like it's going to go down the path of her hosting a rebellion a bit against the king and her becoming the queen. And I think that's maybe just a bit predictable for a series. Next one is Frostblood by Ellie Blake. So I loved this book. I just don't think I'm going to carry on with the series because again, it's the predictable. There's going to be a rebellion and she's probably going to win. So that's the main thing with these books, the fact that they are going to be a bit predictable in my mind. And I know the next one's Fireblood and I was really excited, but going through everything, it's just not exciting me anymore, and I don't have to read a book for the sake of it. That's why this is going. Then we have The Graces by Laura E. So this was in one of my Illumina Create books a while ago. I did like this, but again, I'm just not excited for The Curses, the next book. It's not exciting me, so again, I don't want to be carrying on with a book that I'm not interested in. I mean, what interested me in this is that it's set in the contemporary world. It's basically about a family, the Graces, who people thought were witches, and it turns out it's actually true, and that the main character's a witch as well. So I was like, that's pretty ace, and I did want to see her get her revenge. But now I'm just like, I just can't be arsed with The Curses, to be honest. Queen of the Tailing by Erica Johansson is the next one. This took me a while to read the first book just because there have been so many mixed reviews. Some said it was great, some said it wasn't. I read this book and I did like it, but again, I just don't think I'm going to be carrying on with the series. The same is with Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This one was really hyped up and I was really interested in seeing a futuristic version of all these different fairy tale characters. But again, I think it's just going to be predictable and I don't want to carry on with it. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon is a weird one though. I kind of do want to carry on with it, but not at the moment. And there's also the fact that they've changed all the covers as well. So I am getting rid of this copy, but in the future I might decide to go and reread it and carry on with the series, just because I know it's a very popular series. And I do remember this being quite different. In my head I can't really remember it, but they've all got like different powers and it is quite interesting. I just can't remember it because it's been years since I read this. I read this when it first came out. So it's probably going to be one that I buy again, but in the new editions, when I do feel like it though. I'm also getting rid of an extra edition of Three Dark Crowns by Kendall Blake, just because I've already got a copy and I just went through my books and I am running a bit out of space. I like everything to look very neat, so I thought I'll get rid of one of the editions because I'm never going to find the Poisoner one anyway, so I'll never have a full set. I decided to just get rid of this one. A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess is a book that I was going to carry on with, but I just have not seen A Poison, Dark and Drowning in the UK. I haven't seen it in W.H. Smith's, I haven't seen it in Waterstones, I've been looking for it everywhere, and now I'm just at the stage where, well, if it's not available in the UK, I just can't be arsed ordering it from elsewhere. I don't really like ordering from Amazon. I only really do that if I've got Amazon vouchers, or if I need something that is just from Amazon, you know, like presents and stuff. If it's not available in the UK, it's really annoyed me because I thought paperback, you know, it's the UK version because the Americans got the hardback. So I don't understand why I can't find it in the UK, but it's one thing that did really annoy me, and the annoyance has kind of made me just not want to carry on with the series. And the same goes for Wicked Like a Wildfire by Nilana Popovic and Raw by Cora Carmack. These two are fairy loot books that I did really enjoy, especially Raw, I loved it. But the editions, you just can't find them in any UK store, even the paperback version, so I don't know whether they're not available in the UK or what. And again, I don't want to be ordering them from other sites because Book Depository can be a bit iffy, and Amazon, when I'm not in, you have to go and rebook the whole delivery, and it's just not very good, whereas I like ordering from Waterstones and W.H. Smith's just because you can pick it up in store and it's a lot better for when you're a full-time worker. So again, I'm not going to be carrying on with these, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, Fairy Loot, I know they offer the hardbacks, but when it's an American edition, it is quite hard to be able to carry on with the series, which is why a lot of Fairy Loot books, I only read the first book and then I maybe get rid of it. I only really carry on with the books where it's easy to get a hardback edition. Also to do with Fairy Loot, I'm donating the Fury Burn arc by Claire Legrand, just because it's not really calling to me. This book is out on May the 22nd and I was going to read it and review it before it came out, but I'm just not going to get it read. It doesn't really call to me. I've had it for ages. Can't remember when I first got it. It was last year, and I just don't want to read it. The blurb, it's not calling to me, and I'm going to be giving this away. I'm not sure whether to give it to my charity shop because I know ARCs, you know, they're free, whereas a charity shop that you will be paying for it, but at least it's going to charity. So I'm a bit confused as what to do with this, but yeah, I'm just not that interested in it, to be honest. Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Deo is the next one. This one was mixed for me. I did like the underlying themes of, you know, the evil inside there, because this was a evil queen retelling, but the characters, I just didn't care for them all, including the queen herself. I just like the underlying kind of theme, and the next book looks like it's going to be going into the whole Snow White thing, so that's going to be a bit predictable for me. So I'm just going to give this away and I'm not going to bother carrying on with the series. The last one is the only adult novel on this video, and that's The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. So as you know, I recently listened to the audiobook and I wasn't a big fan. I found the main character annoying, the ending was a tiny bit predictable and a bit anticlimactic. I wasn't too sure about it, and when I have been looking at this on my bookshelf, it's just been giving me those bad thoughts. So I am going to give this to a charity shop, which is where I got it from in the first place last year. So I didn't pay much for it, so it's just going to go back with the same little markings on it, if you can see it there. I'm going to give this back just because it's giving me bad thoughts. So that was a lot shorter book unhaul, and there's probably not going to be another one for a while because my shelves are all nice and happy now. So I will see you later with a new video. Bye!